10.
I texted the phone number that she gave me, and that's when I found out that she'd been selling multiple dogs, different breeds, with that same number.
A warning tonight from a local couple about a scam involving puppies. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. It's National Puppy Day, a day when you might have been tempted to go online to see what types of puppies were on sale in our area.
But as Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker shows us, in most cases, it's better to buy your pup in person as opposed to shopping for one online.
I mean, she's just a beautiful, adorable, cute little Dalmatian.
It was love at first sight for John Mershman and his wife. The two are big animal lovers and were looking for a Dalmatian puppy to add to their ever-growing brood. They came across the site Oodle Marketplace. They found someone on it who said she had Dalmatian puppies for sale. But after exchanging a few text messages, things started to not seem right.
The first red flag is when she told me she wasn't a breeder. And anybody that deals with AKC dogs is usually a breeder or a kennel. And that, when they're on the legit.
Merchman continued talking with the lady, shared some more information, and when they started talking about paying for the puppy,
that's when she wanted wire transfer, and that's when it threw up the red flag for us.
A local animal shelter says stories like the Merchmans are far too common, but can be avoided.
Don't just send them money and assume a puppy is going to get shipped to you. You should always see where the puppy is at, how it's been raised, the parents of the puppies, and see where the puppies have been housed to ensure that they're healthy and know of any risk ahead of time if there's going to be health complications.
If you're still set on looking for puppies online, Merchman has some advice.
Beware, make sure who you're buying from. Make sure that they're real. Ask questions. Ask for their kennel license, if they're a breeder, they have references.
We looked into Oodle Marketplace and found that many people had situations just like this. The site says if you've been scammed, call your local police. Andrea?
All right, thank you, Cornelius. We have links to reputable places where you can get a puppy in this area at valleynewslive.com. And this story came to us through our whistleblower hotline. If you need help uncovering an issue in your community, give us a call at 701-237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will go to work to expose the truth.
Court documents outline what happened during last Friday's standoff at the Roadway Inn Motel in West Fargo. They indicate that 37-year-old Jan Michael Wangstead fired several shots at officers and that officers did not return fire. He faces 6 felony charges, including attempted murder. Investigators reported that Wangstead was angry and wanted to get high, but that the girls in the room that he was with hid his drugs. He also said that he had a grenade and would kill anyone that came close to him. After Wangstead surrendered, officers found in the room a 9mm handgun, several bullets along with pills, a baggie of crystal substance, and other drug paraphernalia. Wangstead could face a maximum of 20 years in prison for attempted murder if he's convicted. Meanwhile, West Fargo police issued a written statement today about the incident, explaining why they didn't shoot Wangstead. And you can see that by visiting our website, valleynewslive.com.
A Fargo man is behind bars after he was busted with methamphetamine and several other items. Police say they found this man, Luke Ledbetter, in his girlfriend's garage earlier this week, digging in the trunk of a car with his face covered with a handkerchief. Court documents say when police approached the man, they could smell a heavy odor of marijuana. After police conducted a search warrant, they found 11.5 grams of meth, 3.3 grams of marijuana, 11 plastic baggies, a digital scale, and brass knuckles, along with several other drug paraphernalia items. Ledbetter is facing 5 different charges, including possession of meth with intent to deliver. He has been booked into the Cass County Jail.
A 30-year-old Fargo man will spend his next 30 years behind bars for producing and distributing child porn. A computer examination showed that Dwayne William Barth II produced and distributed images depicting a 3-year-old child engaged in sexually explicit conduct. A search warrant at his home recovered multiple electronic devices containing more than 11,000 files of child pornography. Well, the leak has been stopped, and now the cleanup is underway at a stretch of Magellan Pipeline near Harwood. It's been a busy 24 hours for crews, and tonight we now know more about what happened.
Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons paid a visit to Harwood to find out the latest.
It's been 24 hours since one house off Lynn Lane in Harwood noticed the smell of gasoline, and since, Magellan has dug to the root of the problem. a pipeline leak. And the neighbors across the street are impressed with how quick repairs have been done.
They found the leak very quickly and sent out an email saying the leak was found and it's being corrected, and then letting us know that they had to remove the soil. I don't know if anybody realized how much soil or how much gas or would be involved.
I'm standing next to a propane tank. It holds about 500 gallons. The amount of gas leaked from the pipeline was 4,000 gallons. So you can get an idea of a visual, that's the equivalent to 8 of these.
My worry is just how did that many gallons of gasoline go unnoticed on the other end where it comes out, but because this had to have been leaking for a while.
The Harwood mayor says there is no concern for the surrounding area because the leakage was caught early. North Dakota Department of Health was in the area doing a routine water contamination check. Harwood Fire Department has been on site assisting Magellan and believes residents should not be concerned.
With how fast they were there and how fast they got everything contained and sealed up or repaired for now, I was impressed.
But the fire chief says the work to fully repair the pipeline and its surrounding area is not even close to being done yet, and Magellan cannot be rushed.
It's an intricate process when you start removing ground from an area that has infrastructure in it. I mean, everything's got to be located. Everything has to be done the right way, because if it's not done the right way, then there would be the potential that they would have to come back up.
The fire chief also says it is still unknown what this will cost. This pipeline leakage has impacted those on the block, but Rustad praises her neighbors for smelling something and reporting it, because if they hadn't, it could have put them all in danger.
I mean, it is scary, and it's good to be concerned and it's good to be aware. I guess this has helped us become more aware of the issues that can happen.
In Harwood, Natalie Parsons, Valley News Live.
Both the city of Harwood and Magellan will continue to keep those in the surrounding area updated on the latest developments through email alerts.
Area golfers who are eager to get in the swing of things will soon be swinging their clubs at Fargo Public Courses. Mark your calendars, because weather permitting, the Fargo Park District will be opening driving ranges at Osgood, Edgewood, and Rose Creek Public Courses next Tuesday. That's March 29th at 10 a.m. Then on Monday, April 4th, for those locations with the addition of Prairiewood, the courses will be open to the public. The newly remodeled El Zagle course will reopen later this season.
Legislation was introduced today by Republican state lawmakers that would restrict transgender people's access to public restrooms and locker rooms. They unveiled a bill today that would require transgender people to use bathrooms that match their sex at birth and not the gender they identify with. Supporters say the legislation is needed, but Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton expressed his opposition today, saying he will veto the bill if it reaches his desk.